You drop $1,000 on a brand new set of premium tires, pull onto the highway, hit 70 miles per hour, and your steering wheel starts violently shaking in your hands. Your first thought is that the tires are defective, but the reality is usually much simpler. The mechanic who installed them likely ignored one tiny physical detail during the mounting process. If you look closely at the sidewall of any new tire, you will often see a small painted red or yellow dot. Drivers commonly assume these marks are inspection stickers, manufacturing date codes, or just stray factory paint. They are none of those things. To understand what these dots actually do, we have to look at the physics of a rotating assembly. In manufacturing, it is impossible to cast a metal wheel that is perfectly balanced, and it is equally impossible to bake a rubber tire that is perfectly round. They all carry microscopic heavy spots and geometric irregularities. If a technician mounts a tire blindly, they can accidentally align the heaviest part of the rubber directly over the heaviest part of the metal rim. When those imperfections stack on top of each other, the wheel requires massive strips of lead weight to balance out. Even then, it often results in persistent highway vibrations and an angry customer returning to the shop. Solving this high-speed rotational chaos starts by applying the physical data contained in those colored marks. The first invisible problem technicians deal with is static weight imbalance, literally one side of the wheel assembly weighing more than the other side. That is exactly what the yellow dot is for. It marks the absolute lightest physical point on the tire's mass. The metal wheel has its own uneven weight distribution. Because of the extra metal and hardware required to hold air, the valve stem is usually the heaviest point of the bare rim. Knowing this, a mechanic spins the tire until the yellow dot aligns perfectly with the valve stem. By pairing the tire's lightest spot with the wheel's heaviest, the opposing masses neutralize each other before a single lead weight is added. The yellow dot uses the natural physical flaws of the rubber and the metal against each other to create an evenly balanced circle. Weight is only half the equation. A wheel can be perfectly balanced on a scale, yet still cause severe vibration on the highway because the tire itself isn't completely round as it rolls. The mark indicates the tire's high point, meaning it is the stiffest point of physical force in the rubber construction. To match this, many wheel manufacturers stamp a tiny dimple or place a sticker on the rim to indicate its absolute lowest geometric point. By aligning the red high point of the rubber with the low point of the metal rim, the two geometric irregularities offset each other, effectively neutralizing the oval-shaped movement. Fixing this geometric wobble is crucial to ride quality, so mechanics follow a strict hierarchy. If a tire has both dots and the wheel has a low point mark, the red dot always takes priority over the yellow one. As this photograph of a specialized fifth wheel testing apparatus shows, engineers measure dynamic tire forces under real-world loads. This kind of physical testing proves an important caveat. Aligning the dots does not replace professional dynamic balancing. It is simply the mandatory first step that gives the balancing machine a physically sound baseline to work with. The yellow dot fixes weight distribution, the red dot fixes the geometry. Together, they achieve rotational uniformity. When these marks are used correctly to match-mount a tire, the immediate result is drastically reduced noise, vibration, and harshness inside the cabin, along with a highly precise steering feel. Ignoring these dots allow rapid, microscopic vibrations to travel directly up the steering column, slowly destroying wheel bearings, shock absorbers, and suspension joints over thousands of miles. True vehicle safety relies on preventing slow mechanical fatigue through meticulous attention to exactly these kinds of details. That systems-level approach to risk prevention is the core focus of the educational platform HSEINDEX. The HSEINDEX YouTube channel provides comprehensive fleet safety programs, maintenance awareness, and road safety education designed specifically to ensure small mechanical oversights do not escalate into dangerous, costly failures. If you want to understand the deep mechanics of vehicle safety and master the details that protect you on the highway, subscribe to the HSEINDEX channel today. The next time you notice a small colored dot on a new tire, remember that those paint marks represent a precision alignment standard, serving as the mechanical baseline for a stable, safe ride.